Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara Designs, and today I have a watercolor painting to share with you, so let's jump right in. So I use Arch's watercolor cardstock. This is the cold press, and I cut it down to 5x7. That is what is taped to my mat there with, or the hardboard with a painter's tape so that it's easier to remove. And I'm actually using a different palette for this one. So this is the Paul Rubens Seascapes palette. This was generously given to me just to try it out. And finally, I hit a landscape that worked with the colors in this palette. So I thought it'd be really fun to work with the easy to use colors. So I have 4 of the colors from the palette here. It's cobalt light, cobalt turquoise, translucent turquoise, and agate brown. And I had to really kind of change up the colors I was going to use based on the tutorial just because they are quite a bit different than what was used. But I think they turned out stunning and I'm really, really happy with this color palette. I also was planning on potentially painting a jellyfish scene just for funsies, probably as a reel, just because I know these are not very popular. And thankfully we're almost done creating these, so we're going to change this up for something different down the road, but we are still, working through some of the paintings. So this is day 23, I believe, of the 30 days. So we still have a few more to go. So in the sky, I'm actually using a completely different technique to create the clouds. So for this, you kind of leave the white of the paper as the clouds, and I've never actually done that technique. So that was kind of a fun, different way to do clouds. And I've seen a lot of different artists use like a piece of paper towel while the water is still, or the paint and the water is still damp. And then you kind of just lightly sop up some of the paint to create fainter clouds. So I did go rogue. You guys know, if you've been with me for any time on this little series, I tend to go rogue a lot now, and I did it a few times here, so yeah. Don't ask me why. I guess I get excited about different creativity and then really want to try it. So we created this sky, and we kind of went through that technique of leaving the white of the paper and letting the paint kind of just meld. And then I grabbed a piece of, this is me reaching for it, of paper towel, and I'm just dabbing up the area on the right hand side there so that I can just create a little bit more of a subtle cloud shape. And it was pretty fun to create different ways. So now that I know this may be how I lean towards clouds in the future, because I love how subtle they are in that really pretty blue background. But there is no wrong way to paint. It is just good to actually paint, but I've been having a lot of fun creating these. And I think I talked to you guys in the last video of the landscape that I was thinking about doing a mail club, and I really want to bust out gouache paints to do the mail club. So don't be surprised if you start seeing some gouache paint shorts or reels on the channel, just as I'm like practicing my techniques and skills, because I think it'd be really fun to do some really beautiful, vibrant painted posts for the mail club. So, and if you're at all interested in the mail club, I will be emailing about that as soon as I get there. If you guys don't know, my tulip stationery launch is in a couple of days, and I am so excited. So I'm recording this voiceover on May 31st. You guys are seeing this video, I believe it goes up the 11th of June. So I am like planning everything for my release of my tulip collection. So bear with me if any information I give in here is not quite correct, just because I am still working through some of the details. But here I just mixed up a little bit of a darker color just to create some more interest. There's only one brown in this palette, and it's already the darkest brown. So I had to kind of bring in a different color just to add a little bit of depth so that I could add texture to my sand, just because I didn't have another color. So in the video, she adds Payne's Gray. I don't have a Payne's Gray in this palette, and I didn't want to reach outside of this palette. This palette is actually something you can purchase off of Amazon if you're interested, where my Magello Mission Gold, which is what I use most of the time in my paintings, I don't even know if you can still get it, but it's quite pricey. So this is kind of like a more affordable option. The paints are beautiful. As you can see, the colors stunning. It does lean more into the blues just because it is their Seascape palette, but there are multiple Paul Rubens palettes on Amazon if you're interested. So I will link to this one on the Canadian and the American Amazon if you want to check it out. I quite enjoyed painting with it, but that just kind of gives you other options, because the palette I use most of the time, I don't even know if you can get anymore. And when I did buy it, it was quite an expensive palette. So I don't want you to, if you're starting out with watercolors, there are more affordable options you can try out that give beautiful results. Now, I did end up going over my water twice just because I didn't love the blend I got in the first attempt. So here you can see I'm still blending it out. I'm still trying to work back and forth between the cobalt blue light and the cobalt turquoise. And I didn't love the blend when I got finished with it. So I'm going to completely dry it, and then I'm going to go back in and just do it again with the exact same colors and just try to get a more consistent blend throughout. This is just a personal preference thing and a learning thing. I'm still working through how much water versus how much pigment until I'm content with what it looks like. So, it's one of those things where it's a lot of practice and a lot of learning. I still have a lot to learn, especially about painting, because it's not like you guys have been watching me do these paintings. Like this is when I spend my time painting. I'm not doing a lot of practice with this outside of when I show the paintings. And so because of that, I'm not advancing in the skill as much as I might hope I would, but I have a lot of things on the go. So it's one of those things where it will happen more once I get a little more time, but yeah, so back quickly to the tulip collection. It launches the 15th of June, so that's only a couple more days. Hopefully I have done a video introducing all the products, and I've sent out an email for everybody, so you've received all of that already. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I will respond to them, but hopefully you guys already know about it and you're excited about it. Like I said, today's the 31st for me, so hopefully future Ciara is on the ball and I'm getting all this stuff together and done so that the launch goes well. I will be honest, you guys, I am kind of nervous. It is my first launch, and I know how hard everybody works for their money, and I know that stationery is not a necessity in this day and age. And so it's one of those things where it's like I'm a little nervous that there's going to be no interest in my collection, and I'm trying to be okay with that, because you have to try different things. You have to be able to, pivot. You have to be okay with things not working out the way you think they're going to work out in business and then just trying again. But hopefully you guys like the products. You will have seen them already, so tell me your thoughts in the comments, because like I said, I haven't recorded any of those things. And here you can see Aqua is supervising. She's going to try to steal my brush just because that's one of her favorite things to do. So she's supervising the painting process here. But yeah, so tell me your thoughts on the products I created, or if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. So hopefully you've seen them and enjoy them. But so this painting is pretty much, we're getting to the part where we're going to go and add white gouache. So I went with gouache. You could use white watercolor. I personally prefer gouache just because it is more opaque, and I find that white watercolor, I struggled to get it to lay down as thick as I would want it to. So I went in with a line of the gouache, and then you're kind of trying to create a wave. So the idea is this water is washing up onto the beach, and that's kind of what we're trying to aim. And the idea of the squiggles is to kind of create motion. And I think that I did that fairly successfully. I am pretty happy with how this one turned out. Even my water afterwards, I think I got a better blend between the blue and the turquoise, and it looks a little bit, maybe not realistic, but a little bit more like you could maybe find that in the world. But I had a lot of fun kind of painting these white lines and these little random marks and dashes that are supposed to kind of create movement in that the wave is crashing up on the beach. So hopefully you guys can read that from this painting. I think that it turned out pretty good. I love the clouds in this one. I really enjoy how this one came together. So hopefully you guys did too, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts and comments on this. We only have, what was this, day 23? So I guess 6 more paintings to do. No, 7 more paintings. So we're getting there. It does take me a little while to kind of get them done, but I do enjoy kind of sitting down and getting the chance to just do something different, something that's a little out of my norm, which is always kind of fun. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching me paint them. And then we go in and just add a little bit more of the white, and then we add a little bit more out too. And I'm going to add some mountains too. The horizon kind of looked a little bit boring here, so I did go in and we add a couple of mountains, a little bit more of the white where the lines, maybe there's another wave coming in from like further into the water, and then that's kind of what I'm creating here. So I'm pretty happy with how this one came together. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, seeing it come together. I hope that you're still enjoying these watercolor videos. For those of you who come and watch, there's no extra technique. It's pretty much just me learning how to do watercolors. So it's not really like you guys are particularly learning anything new from these. It's just kind of like you come and hang out with me as I learn how to do watercolor, which I really appreciate. I really enjoy that you guys kind of don't mind hanging out with me while I learn to paint. But I have been having a lot of fun with this. And it's kind of like a downtime video because I just get to sit and paint. Like, it doesn't take a lot of thought from me. It doesn't take, any crazy ideas. I just get to sit down and follow along and paint something. So if you don't know, I am following along with the Skillshare class for this, and I will have that linked so you can go check it out if you want to. But I'm going to peel off the paint. I did warm up the tape here. That was a tip I got when I first started watercoloring. If I warmed up the tape, like I heat it up, it is easier to take off of the sides and it does not rip the watercolor paper. So I did do that before I ended up removing it. But this is the painting I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday, and we are quickly coming to the end of this watercolor set. So you won't be seeing too many more of these, but I hope that you have been enjoying them as you've been watching them. So leave me your favorite beach emoji if you've made it all the way to the end. Thank you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.